ScrapFromStash book.
Hi Scrappy friends, it's me, it's Claudia from ScrapFromStash, and today I'm here to share with you guys this layout I create from Scrap I Sketch. If you guys saw the sketch on my screen, is a sketch with 4 pictures and was perfect because I already have these 4 pictures printed. It's from one day that my son and we were being silly on the couch. And because they were black and white, I thought they will work perfect with my Color Rush Studio March kit because they have these bright colors, and especially because I still have this tag paper from Simple Stories, and I thought it would be cool if I matched my pictures with the tags and then create like a big piece design with the tags on the middle. So I went for that, and then, like create the other parts of the sketch as I'm going on my layout. Here I'm looking what else I can use. And then if you look the sketch again, they have like a big square and a big rectangle. And then I decided to use this big tag also for Simple Stories to be my big rectangle element. I love this yellow color and works perfect to be my background, especially with all the colors I'm going to be using. This layout is going to be very colorful, but is going to be very nice. I'm pretty sure you guys gonna like it. So also what that tag says was like amazing with these pictures, because it's just a happy vibes, those pictures was me and my boy, and also cute moments that I have to snap some pictures. And because the rectangle was all the way to the top to the bottom to the layout, I need to continue that white tag to the bottom. So I just use a white cardstock from my stash to to give the continue looking for that tag. And then I decided to stitch around just to give a more detail for the tag, but also because I love the looking of the hand stitches on my page, and I decided to do like a black stitch just to give like a nice detail around the tag and bold color, and also communicate with all the black and white things I have on my picture, especially because my photos are also black and white. I'm distressing the edges of the tag. I love the fun looking that the distress gives to the edges. I'm just using old scissors. And I know some people do with like a little tool, some people do even with your nails and things like that. I like to use my old scissors. And then for the frame that I have on the layout, that was my struggling part, friends. I didn't want to do like a like a rectangle frame. So I decided to use these scallops as a frame and create like a frame for the design, but wasn't working for me. On my head was a cool idea, but then when I put those scallops around just to pretend and see how it was looking, I didn't like it. Doesn't make me happy. When in your layouts you need to like what you're creating, you need to like make you happy and stuff like that, or then like lose all the meaning for the scrapbooking and stuff like that. So I wasn't very happy with the scallops as a frame, so I changed my idea and I decided to use the polka dots paper as a shaker. I thought that was a cool idea too. And I just, used the acrylic piece and some 3D foam to give the dimension for the shaker. And then now I'm gonna put the sequins that also came on my Colorrush Studio March kit. And I'm going to back this shaker also with the acrylic piece because I wanted to show the yellow background on the layout, But then guys, look, it was a super nice shaker and stuff. But when I put everything together, all the pieces of my layout together again, the shaker was gone. You even could not see the sequence that was like the fun part of the shaker. You cannot see that. So I was like, what's the point to be a shaker if you cannot see the sequence? I was like, oh, see, the sequence disappears, so what is the point? So I decided to save that shaker for other layout or other project that the shaker and the sequence will be really showing. And I was going to go for my third attempt to create this frame for my layout. So my first idea was to use this black background with the checkers as my frame, but then I was fighting so much with the other patterns papers I already have on my layout, so I used the other side of this pattern. And here I'm using just leftovers of chipboards just to give the dimension, because I didn't want to use the 3D foam and be too high dimensioned. So sometimes when I want to just like a little dimension, I use the leftover chipboards. And see how the other side works so much better with all the colors I already have. Look, because looks have like a connection with the other colors I already have. I have some pink on the checkers and some pink on the happy vibes. By the way, I cut away the word only on the happy vibes only because was too long, and if I push too down we're gonna be under the pictures, and I want to see a little bit on the top of the yellow on the top, so I cut the word only off. And then here I'm creating the continuation illusion of the rectangle, and I was so happy. See, like now I have like a nice white cardstock to place my title, and then my title will stand out. There we go. I'm placing my pictures element. And I was so like upset with myself on that, because when I flipped my photos on the top of the glue. I was like, I can't believe I did that. You've been doing that for so long and you did these immature mistakes. I was so mad, but thankfully like nothing happened. So my photos was like still like nice and stuff. So here I decided to cover that little open spot over there with that black scallop. And I don't know why I was so overthinking about this frame, because if you look now, this frame even didn't look like a frame. It looks like a layer, of other big rectangle element of my pictures. But I really like it. I really like how everything is, all the colors are communicating and they are not, like fighting with other patterns and stuff like that. So I'm super happy. And here I'm adding just like a tiny pieces of 3D foams just to give the dimension for that scallop. So because it's gluing on the yellow pattern paper, and the yellow is a little on the very bottom of all the dimensions that I already have on my layout, so I need to raise that part a little bit just to everything to be even. So now I'm creating the elements on the side. I glue this cute sticker and then this little circle that says love, and I overlap them. I thought it was super nice. The cute hearts in black too, just like get all together with like the black and white photos. Here I'm looking more like things I can put around. This other scallops works nice on that side, on that on the top of my frame. And here I'm still like dealing with the scallops. And then when I'm moving around, I created that, you know, crack on the collar. So I just fix with like a regular black pen, like works nice. And here this floral on the corner, and that little tag over there, if you saw, that tag is not complete, so I just put a little bit on the angle that the missing part can be hiding behind my happy vibes. And works. Sometimes you need to make the embellishments work for you and for your layout. So there I was trying to staple the best and this little tag, but I couldn't reach all the way down, so I just use, you know, like my thread, and like I stitch just one little stitch there just to hold the tag in place. And it was nice because it gives like a super cute detail too. See, and then now you cannot even tell they have like a part of missing part on that tag, right? And then here I'm using these little shakers that also came on my kit. I love them, they are super cute. I think I have 2 little ones left. I love them. And then yeah, I was deciding which color I'm going to use. This blue would look nice too, but I kind of like don't have much blue. I have more aqua, so that's why like I decided to go with that one, because like works okay with the aqua too, you know. And then there is my thread. I used the thread from the fabric ribbons that also came on my kit, and I love the black one on the top of the best little tag. And then this on my title was kind of too empty, so I used the teal, and I'm going to use a little the black too, just to create my thread little nest over there. And then I will finish up with one of the big shakers too. See, it works so nice. I'm so happy. Oh yeah, that's why I changed the color of the little star over there, because I want to use the yellow on the heart, and I don't want to use like the yellow star again. And here I'm finishing up the little tags. I decided to put the fabric ribbon thing on the one that my boy is trying to make a heart on the picture, and there I'm going to use my staplers. Yeah, everything is so nice on this layout. Here is my close-up pictures. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys got inspired. Oh yeah, the last thing I added off the camera was the stitching around my layout, just to give like a nice finishing looking. But if you guys like it, go to Scrap a Sketch. They have a bunch of sketches over there. Sometimes it's really nice when you need some inspiration to start your sketches. And also a Color Rush Studio website. Both of them I have discount codes. I'm going to look below. And see you guys on the next one. Bye. Thank you for watching.
Scrap from